Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here. Look, if you've ever felt completely, utterly exhausted from constantly negotiating with your kids just to get the bare basics done, you are for sure in the right place. Today we're unpacking some really fascinating insights on how to build genuine motivation and ownership in children. We're going to explore how we can finally move beyond that endless deal-making and create a family dynamic where kids actually want to participate.
So, picture this. It's 6:30 on a school night. The backpack is dumped right there on the floor. Your kid hasn't even touched their homework, and you are just plain tired of repeating yourself for the 5th time. So what do? We reach for the fastest tool available. We say, hey, finish everything and you can have some extra screen time. And guess what? It works. The child moves, the house gets quiet, and for tonight, the plan looks like a total success. We have all been there, right?
Now, most of us use rewards for incredibly caring reasons. We just want to reduce the conflict, help our kids succeed, or, just get a really tough routine moving along. But here is the trap. The very next day, literally the first question out of your child's mouth is, what do I get? A week later, that same extra screen time? Yeah, it just isn't enough anymore. The problem here isn't that your child has absolutely no motivation. Actually, scratch that. It's more like we've accidentally treated motivation like a button that only a reward can press.
Okay, let's dive into our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the reward engine trap, 3 needs for true motivation, 6 better ways to motivate, a better homework approach, the drive action plan, and finally, a balanced view on rewards. Section 1. The reward engine trap. Why relying only on rewards holds us back.
It's so easy to just divide kids into 2 simple buckets, motivated and unmotivated. But it's way more complicated than that. A kid can care deeply about school, but still avoid their homework like the plague just because it feels confusing. When we make rewards the main engine of our household, we end up constantly upping the ante, increasing the prize while totally missing the real barrier that's holding our child back. So what are the warning signs of this trap? Well, it's things like your kid constantly asking, what do I get? Or tasks screeching to a halt the literal second a prize is taken away. Maybe the rewards just keep growing, or they only pick the easiest tasks and hide their mistakes because winning the prize is the only thing that matters. And please hear me on this. Seeing these signs does not mean you have failed as a parent. No way. It just means your family needs a slightly wider toolbox than just escalating payments.
Section 2. 3 needs for true motivation. Moving beyond simple rewards.
So, self-determination research points to 3 basic psychological needs that actually help motivation grow. But here's the catch. These needs absolutely must be combined with clear structure. Because without structure, autonomy can feel super confusing, and without respect, structure just feels like control. The first need is autonomy. Now, we really need to clarify this. Supporting autonomy does not mean letting your kids run the house or turning into this permissive parent who never sets rules. Autonomy simply means the child feels some ownership and participation within safe, developmentally appropriate boundaries. They get a voice, for sure, but they don't get the final adult-sized vote on health and safety.
The second need is competence, which is basically feeling able to actually make progress. Before we ever jump to the conclusion that a child is just being lazy, we have to check their skills first. Can they actually read the directions? Do they know how to break the task down into smaller steps? Kids will actively avoid tasks that make them feel lost. It's just human nature. Competence really grows when expectations are crystal clear and the challenge is just slightly beyond what they can already do on their own.
The third need is relatedness. This means they feel connected, respected, and secure in their relationship with you. Connection isn't some bonus prize that a child earns by getting an A on a test or obeying without showing any emotion. Warmth needs to be a constant, secure base, even when you're setting firm limits, or, frankly, when everyone is feeling frustrated. A relationship that is built mostly out of correction and constant negotiation gives motivation very little room to grow.
Section 3. 6 better ways to motivate. Practical strategies for daily life.
So, how do we actually put these psychological needs to work on a busy Tuesday evening? Strategy 1 is offering meaningful choice. Now, what's really interesting here is the massive difference between unlimited choice and meaningful choice. Saying do whatever you want or giving a fake choice like, do you want to clean your room now, just isn't helpful. Instead, keep the boundary steady but offer some ownership inside it. Try something like, homework begins before dinner. Would you rather start at the kitchen table or your desk? That is a real, limited, and empowering choice.
Strategies 2 and 3 are all about building competence and explaining your reasons. To build competence, try shrinking that first step. Instead of saying, go clean your entire room, which is totally overwhelming, say, put the dirty clothes in the basket, then come get me. And when you set a rule, give a brief, honest reason instead of giving a long courtroom lecture or pulling the old, because I said so. Try something like, screens stay out of bedrooms at night because sleep is just harder when videos are right within reach. It's clear, it's logical, and it totally respects their intelligence.
Strategy 4 is using predictable routines. Think about it. If homework, chores, and bedtime happen in a stable order every single day, you don't have to invent a brand new negotiation every evening. Keep it super simple and visible. Snack, unpack the backpack, take a short break, begin homework. A solid routine answers the question, what happens next, way before a conflict even has a chance to start.
Strategy 5 is letting safe outcomes teach. We want learning here, not revenge. Harmful punishments, like missing dinner or public humiliation, they just withdraw essential care and damage your connection. Instead, use natural or logical outcomes. If art supplies are left all over the floor, a logical outcome is that they get put away until there's time to use them and clean them safely. It teaches responsibility, but without the fear.
Strategy 6 is protecting the relationship during limits. When your child is super upset about a boundary, you can hold the line while still offering connection. You can literally say, I am not changing the answer, and I will stay close while you calm down. You aren't rewarding bad behavior, you are proving that your relationship easily survives frustration.
Section 4. A better homework approach. Comparing two strategies.
Okay, imagine a 10-year-old who just keeps delaying their homework night after night. Let's look at two different approaches. In the reward-only approach, you might say, finish without complaining and you get an hour of gaming. The child rushes, they guess, they hide their mistakes, and they learn absolutely nothing about how to actually manage hard work. But in the complete approach, you say, homework begins at 6:30. Do you want to start with reading or math? We'll set up the first question together. And this brilliantly illustrates how you can maintain the boundary while adding choice, skill support, and a connection that lasts even when you step away from the table.
Section 5. The Drive Action Plan, Solving the Root Cause.
So how do we systematically put all of this into practice when we're dealing with those stubborn, ongoing struggles? We use the DRIVE acronym to actually solve the root of a child's hesitation, instead of just slapping a prize on it. First, D, discover the barrier. Ask yourself, do they lack skill, energy, or clarity? R, reduce unnecessary control and threats. I, invite a meaningful, limited choice. V, verify competence by making the target super clear and shrinking that intimidating first step. And finally, E, embed connection and natural follow-through so they feel secure throughout the whole process.
To help implement this, try the 7-day Family Motivation Reset. My biggest piece of advice here is on day 1, choose one repeated struggle. Please, whatever you do, don't try to fix homework, bedtime, and chores all at the exact same time. Over the week, you just observe the pattern, ask what makes it hard, create one routine, introduce one choice, provide specific descriptive feedback on their strategy, and then review it together on day 7. It's step by step, and it is incredibly manageable.
Section 6. A balanced view on rewards when they still help.
I really want to clarify something absolutely crucial here. We are not saying rewards are evil or that you have to banish them from your home forever. Motivation isn't some strict black and white choice between rewards and no rewards. Honestly, rewards can be incredibly useful when applied correctly. A modest, temporary incentive is fantastic for kickstarting a brand new routine or supporting a kid through a really difficult transition. The key is that the reward must be paired with teaching skills, offering choices, and building connection. It should be a planned, temporary support that you gradually reduce over time, not some prize you panic increase during a moment of resistance.
We have covered a lot of ground today, but I want to leave you with one final powerful thought. The next time you find yourself reaching for a bigger reward just to get a basic task moving, pause, take a breath. Ask your child calmly, what is making this difficult to start? Discovering the real barrier and adding just one missing piece of support might literally be the breakthrough your family has been looking for. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. I really hope these insights help you build a much more connected and motivated household.